Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift. I know we have been gaib for a very long time, and I don't know if we can be as regular as before, but we're definitely going to try. So, today's guest is so dhamakedar that we just had to get her for a 2.0. So, just let's hope that no more get her on. Wave, wave. Hello, hello. This live is a very ऐसा वाला चीज. It needs absolutely major bandwidth to actually. Hello, 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 hello. Hi, Prathi. How are you? So it's MS week next year, next week, MS Awareness Week from 22nd. And that's why we're trying to get uh, Jaitrali on. Okay. She's unable to join. Yes, it's good to see you too. Long time. I'm going to have to do such a lot of editing on this video. How's everyone been? What has everybody been up to? Oh, she's here! Hello, 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 hello. Jetali, can you hear me, Jetali?
Can you see me? I can hear you.
Okay, now that's very, very contradicting. I can see you and I can hear you. What about you?
I can see you and I can hear you.
Fabulous.
Finally.
Okay, finally.
I was
So the Wi-Fi gods are raining on us, and here you are. Dr. Shaboni also says here she is. I know.
Hi.
I'm sure she's your
Hi
best friend.
Shravani. Hi Shravani. Good to have you here.
Okay. So I'm quickly going to show off about you guys, about you to these people. So you guys must have read my Kalka caption about Jay, and I have yet to see anyone as strong, as perseverant, as somebody with so much willpower and grit that she just beats everyone else hollow. And naam bhi aise wajandar hai, Jaithrali Jhanjaria. I'm sure you have Jhanjodified all those diseases that dare to touch your body. Seriously.
I am in the process of doing that.
Yay! I'm so happy.
Come,
I'm
I'll
so
get
happy.
you. Come, I'll get
Yeah,
you.
I know. So guys, we have been AVM mamas. Both our children studied in the same class. Then we studied in the same class. 2 years ago, we started, actually knowing each other, and we were in a personal counseling course together. And now we wanted to see, that was 25th June 2022,
22.
and now we want to see what has Jay been up to and what is she doing and everything. So Jay, if you want to quickly recap what we've written in the caption, and then we'll get on to whatever that you've been doing in the last few years, 2 years.
Read the caption that you have written. Deepshika, you're breaking.
Yeah, I know. I can also see you freezing up. This network is very, very glitchy. Hello. Now,
Ah,
now is it clear,
can
Jaitrali?
yeah,
Is it
yeah,
clear? Okay. Good. Clear.
yeah. So I didn't get the entire question.
I
You
just
asked me
said
some.
if you just want to quickly tell people what you have been up to, just recap the our episode number one, like a quick recap,
Okay.
so that we will be pinning that down in the after
Sure,
this thing.
sure.
But if you just quickly want to tell us
Uh,
when, what, how.
So I think Deepshika, we had our class conversation in 2022, and a lot has happened. I would probably say there is a world of difference in everything that has happened. Whether it be deterioration in my health, whether it be upgrading myself in psychology, whether it being able to reach out to people with autoimmune disorder and being able to be of help. Uh, I have I went paralyzed in 2022 as well in September. I am still coping up with that. I can barely move my legs and feet now. I'm starting to walk, take baby steps.
Yeah,
So there has been a whole lot of things that has happened, whole lot of things that we can share, and we will take one at a time, one thing at a time. So you shoot.
absolutely. Okay. So, like, you had joined counseling in 22 just for, for your own mental well-being. So, what have you done since then? Now you can shoot. एक दो तीन
Okay.
चार 10 million courses that you've done.
Okay, as I had mentioned in the last interview also where we had 2.1, no, 1.0 interview. So at that time, I had just taken a sabbatical or rather a premature retirement from my digital career. So I have
Yeah.
19 plus digital career as you have mentioned on my profile as well. So for the longest time since 2000, when digital was launched or when Google was launched in India, I have been a part of the digital team. Uh, After MS hit me, I continued to work for 7 years still. In spite of the doctors having told me that you cannot work. And soon after I was diagnosed with MS, I was also diagnosed with Crohn. And things started becoming really, really difficult for me. But me, as much as you know me right now, I don't like to stay quit. So I carried on with my work to a point where things became a little nasty, and I was also deteriorating in terms of health, and I had to take a premature retirement. During that time I had really really gotten into depression, not knowing now what, because for me digital meant the world. Everything that I did was into the digital, and 20 years is a long time that I have been there. So it wasn't really easy for me. And that was the time when I was seeing my psychiatrist, because I it is a neurological disorder, so I need to have a psychiatrist in hand as well. I have been seeking help, and no, they he suggested me for counseling. And when I started counseling with someone, one of the counselors, I figured out that why don't I start taking counseling and start self help? That is the best thing. How many times am I going to tell things to people? And more so because I was tongue tied at one point because of disbelief and mistrust. So, MS, as you all, I am not sure how many of you or the audience would be aware of that it is a invisible disorder. It is known as an invisible disorder. So, what you see of me, how I'm positioned right now talking to you, is not my reality. What you see is not what I'm feeling inside, and what we feel inside is not shown and it's not seen by anyone. And in India, it is not very widespread as of yet. So there is a lot of awareness that needs to go in where it comes to the Indian society. So that is when I started counseling, only to counsel myself. And once I got into it, there was no looking back. I said, and in the meantime, I had mentioned that I have an FB page, Facebook page with 1,500 autoimmune disorder patients across the globe. And they used to reach out to me, and I used to be talking, just normal talking to them, in a way, counseling each other. So I thought, why not take this line up and take it to the T and start doing things. So once I completed my entire thing with at Heart to Heart Institute, also I kept on adding on and upgrading myself with the skills. So I did my clinical psychology, I did my child psychology, I did a single session therapy under Wendy Diana herself. Uh, Even now, I have just enrolled for arts therapy, another kind of therapy. I did my sex education. So I have just been trying to keep myself busy and trying to figure out how best can I reach out to the autoimmune affected people and give them and tell them rather that life is not hopeless. Life, every sky has a silver lining, and MS is not the end of your life. There is
Oh,
life ahead of MS.
that is so beautiful, Jaitrali. Jaitrali, I want to know, like, now that you have, like you just said, that last 2 years you've been just studying and counseling and everything. In all of this, do you have any success stories of where you reached out to people who have been, who are suffering with MS or
Yeah,
any other
yes, yes,
autoimmune?
definitely. Not only MS. So MS is just one part. I am actually reaching out to lot of
Everyone.
autoimmune disorder patients. So I have lupus patients with me. I have 3 or 4 MS bound patients. I have all kinds of things because everything varies down to the autoimmunity at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Symptoms,
yeah.
certain symptoms are alike. Can no two symptoms need not be similar. They can vary. So to understand those symptoms, to get to know what is exactly happening to them, and when the doctors usually fail to believe that those things, they just go by a dictionary, 3 to 4 disorders that they have, or 3 to 4 symptoms that they have. Anything that does not fall into their dictionary, they will tell you that, okay, fine, your brain is not working fine, so you might go see a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist will give you with medication, fill you up with medication, not knowing what is happening, nothing is working. No, it is a neurological disorder, go back to your neurologist. But the fact of the matter is that nobody tries to probe deep inside and trying to trust what is happening to us and telling us, yes, we agree that this is happening, but we cannot help and or do anything, or there is no medication for it. There is no treatment that can be given. And that is the reason why most people in India also, I believe, are shying out in the open, not only with fear that it is a disease and oh, what will people talk about us, but it is also that they know they are not going to be believed and trusted most often. And it doesn't even happen with the doctors, it happens with people around you. Mostly you get this thing like it is completely a no-no to say to the MS patients that, oh wow, you're looking so good. What's wrong with you? You keep complaining that you're not feeling well. I said, yeah, what you see is the tip of the iceberg, and what lies beneath cannot be shown, and we cannot explain.
Correct,
So
absolutely. I know because I remember when I was making the promo and I was asking you, babe, can I write paralysis to purpose? And, Jay, the person that she is, she said, yeah, of course, that is like the truth. You better put it down because, oh my God, like the thing is, Jay, that you're such a strong exterior that what you're saying right now, nobody actually believes that there is something wrong with you. The kind of grit. I mean, even in the classes, you were one person like questions. Everybody is asking you questions. Everybody is saying, "Ye kya hai? Wo kya hai? Who? How to do the thesis? How to do this? What is the answer to this?" And you're like typing away madly onto the, onto the chat so that everybody kind of gets a piece of what people were trying to understand. Anyway, so now tell me, Jay, you just mentioned that your condition has deteriorated. So since 22 to 24 now, what has happened and what is really this? You said you've given up chemo and you've given up dawai and you've given up everything.
Yeah, so I have not given up the why. I have not given up the medicine. To be honest, nothing was working on me. So I have even taken chemotherapy. I have taken all sorts of immunosuppressants and disease-modifying drugs. It did not help me at all. The last was the chemotherapy that they could administer. It did not work on me, and if the side effects of chemo is another shit load of thing to carry, a package to carry with you. So I chose not to go forward with chemo because it was really not helping me, and again I had to deal with the side effects as well. So I went to Ayurveda. I started with Ayurveda. That is when, if you remember, last time we had spoken about going vegan, going plant based, and this
Has
thing. So
that
this was
helped?
the time when I
Has that
went.
helped?
Sorry.
Has that helped? Like I said,
So
go
I
sattvic, go
yeah.
vegan. Has that helped?
So I have completely. I am sattvic, but I will not lie that I cheat in the middle. Not that I really crave for it, but sometimes I have to do with it. Nothing is so okay. Fine, jo bana hai, kha lo guys. But yes, it has made a lot of difference. The detox that has happened to me, they had taken me to rigorous panchkarma, which is the detoxification of the body. I feel a lot lighter. I feel I had been feeling a lot energetic in between, but again, like this takes a toll. So when triggers, everything good that has happened just comes slamming down upon you. So yeah, it did make a difference. It has made me lose a lot of weight. I had lost 15 kgs. I had put on like I had become 79 kgs. I was weighing 79 kgs from 49 to 79. That was the weight gain that I had. So I have been able to lose 15 kgs right now. I'm still in the process of losing. But you know, the bloating feeling that I used to be getting before with the diet that I am consuming mostly, barring 1 or 2 days when I cheat, it has definitely made a difference.
Fabulous, fabulous.
Yeah,
That is
it
so good.
has made a
Okay,
difference.
Jaithali, I want to know one thing that, when we were talking last time, you had mentioned that when when you were actually diagnosed with MS, that is in 2009, right?
9. Yeah.
So from that time to now that you're creating awareness and everything, and there are people that come to you, do you think there is a vast difference between then and now in terms of diagnosis, in terms of treatment, in terms of how people actually, deal with MS or any
There
autoimmune for that
is
matter?
there is a huge difference from 2009 to now. First thing, there were hardly any doctors back then who used to specialize in MS, multiple sclerosis disorder or autoimmune disorders. So it was very difficult to put across. Second, there was disbelief. Third, there were no alternative medication that could be given. There was only one medication called interferon back then, which was a lethal drug. So you take, whether you take steroid or you take interferon, it is equally painful. It has its own side effects to deal with your multiple sclerosis and to deal with the other side effects of your disease modifying drugs. It didn't really make sense. Now there are so many disease modifying drugs. Now even the diagnosis are happening faster because of the little awareness whatsoever has happened. People are going getting their MRIs done. They are figuring out they have lesions in the brain and in the spine. So they are starting with the disease modifying drugs much before and early in the age of the ailment. So the progression is not as bad and the deterioration is not as bad as what me or people like me who had faced back that time. So medicines have definitely come in, but it is just to kind of, it is not going to be a cure. It is to, just hold it where it is, trying to hold it where it is. So there are good Some people have it is really affected some people have been able to get back to a normal life, but some people it is not affected. So it is everything, including the medicines, including the ailment. It is very, very unpredictable. It doesn't give you a signal that okay, I am coming. Like right now, if I'm talking to you, you might, you should not be surprised if I just say, okay, Deepshika, end of the interview, I cannot take it anymore. So that is the kind of unpredictability we have to go through. It doesn't give you a signal, it doesn't give you a sign when it is coming.
Correct.
So
Jay, can you tell me what does a day in a person like suffering from an autoimmune disease look like? I mean, you've told me time and again that autoimmune or MS is different for different people in terms of symptoms, in terms of how it affects and how one suffers. So, can you just tell me a little bit about how different it is and how does a day look like?
So I'll tell you why it is different first, because MS, multiple sclerosis, is a neurological disorder. So it attacks the central nervous system, which is right from the brain to the bottom of your spine. Now, what happens is autoimmune disorder. We have a healthy immune system, which is the hero of our body, which protects the bacteria and the viruses from entering our body. In the case of autoimmune disorders, the our immunity mistakenly attacks our organs, different parts of the organs unknowingly. So it is a malfunction that happens and that attacks our organs, which leads to these kind of autoimmune disorders. And in MS, it attacks the brain and the spine. So why I say every patient is different is because if you have a lesion in your frontal lobe, you will have memory loss. You might be having behavioral changes. If you have it on the side, you might be having some kind of aggression or some kind of anxiety attacks, frequent anxiety attacks. If it is at the back of your brain, it could be something else. Again, all through the spine, depending on which portion of the spine has got flaking. You know what happens? The lesions are basically the coating of the wire that flakes off. So naked nerves are exposed into the body. So there is no way that we can put a plaster of Paris over there. It has to either go into remission or it will be open and naked like that. So your brain starts sending wrong signal to your body. So it is not that my body is aching or maybe I am not fatigued, but it is a say my if I need to read, my brain will tell me, no, you don't need to read, you cannot read, you need to sleep right now. So it is that weird. And depending on which place is the scar or the lesion or the plaque is, the symptoms are according to the scars and the lesions. So, like I have, the motor activity has been damaged or has been compromised upon, because of which I got paralyzed. So then, if somebody else would be having a little bit above, maybe he wouldn't have been able to move his hands or his shoulders. In some cases, like I have lost my bladder control, I have, so it all depends. So that is why no two MS patients are similar. And also the symptom varies from like 0 to 100. The list is so large. In fact, I'll tell you a very funny thing that lately, when I was taking this Ayurveda treatment, there was a time I used to just burst out laughing out of no reason at all. I used to just laugh. And my husband used to tell me, like, have you gone crazy? Why are you laughing so much? I said, I can't just stop laughing. And it also happened that the person in front of you, whoever is sitting, they used to feel that I'm laughing at them. But I'm genuinely not laughing, I'm laughing at myself. And there is no thought in my mind. It was now just a few days back. I saw on Instagram, which has been posted by MS Trust, again, Multiple Sclerosis Trust, that smiling or laughing uncontrollably is a symptom of MS.
Oh
Now,
my God. This
you
is
cannot
new.
even be happy, and this is not new. This is identified now. So all this time, it might have been happening, but it was the diagnosis never happened. that laughing uncontrollably is because you do not have again a control over your mind to stop laughing. Your mind is demanding you to laugh. You don't have a command over your mind. So right now I am in a situation where I am on Ayurvedic medication. My doctor has told me to be always in Madhyam. No extreme kind of emotion is good for you, good or bad, laughter or crying or anxiety in either ways. So I can't even choose to be happy if I want to. I can't laugh my guts out even if I want to. So
We're not going to listen to that. We're going to do our own thing. Uh, Also, last time I think we slowly touched upon meditation, and now that what you're talking about, like I can't be no extreme emotions. So this is a part of Vipassana that I had studied in Vipassana. So, do
yeah,
you do any kind of
I
meditation?
I so
Does
there
it
are two
also
things
allow your
that is there are two things that I do. One is chanting. As I don't know if you're aware that I follow Buddhism, so I chant Namyo Renge Kyo. That used to be very good for me at one point in time, but now I no longer can because I have another autoimmune, which is a symptomatic asthma that I have got. So my lungs are clear, my CT scan has come clear, my X-rays are clear. There is no patch in my lung, but I am asthmatic and it is psychosomatic asthma. It's got nothing to do, it can just come in anytime. So before your session, I ensured that I took 4 inhalers and came so that I'm not in loss of breath. So these are the weird kind of things that keep happening. You asked me something. I'm sorry, Dipshika, I lost you somewhere. You asked me something in particular. Meditation. So yeah. So right now I cannot chant a lot because of my breathless. If I can for 2 minutes in quietude, I will just be with myself. And I think I'm growing. I've been able to from getting distracted to being able to be. And Deekshika, you are frozen, darling.
hello? Can you see me now?
Yeah,
Can
I
you
can
see me
hear
now?
you.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Meditation, you were saying something and
yeah.
then some, I think
Yeah.
some.
So I was talking about the meditation. Yes, I am doing meditation. Initially, I could do for 10 minutes. I can do for 10 minutes even now. And it is also, I think, it has helped that I have been alone for a long period of time that I'm to by myself. Either I'm studying or I'm doing something or I'm listening to something or I'm doing my Insta posts. So I have a lot of me time with me. So that has helped me get that composure to be able to meditate also. But to be honest, lately I have not been able to meditate as much. But yeah, meditation is something that I definitely do. Meditation along with chanting, which helps also.
That is so cool. Okay, I just wanted to know about, what are the symptoms of invisible, what are the invisible symptoms of MS, and what are the coping strategies that are available?
Okay, so invisible symptom is like extreme fatigue that one thing that I can give you upright, and that is across most autoimmune disorder patients, and I'm sure they would be agreeing to it. So when I say fatigue, it is not a kind of fatigue that you have climbed up 2 floors and you are tired and you want to sit down and rest. If any one of the viewers or you have gone through COVID and had the real bad COVID, if you know the lethargy and the fatigue at that time that you cannot lift yourself up or not being able to do anything at all, that is the kind of fatigue we go through every day. Sometimes it takes us 3 days to take bath. We either take a head bath or we take a body bath, and the day we take full shower is the day we are done. We say that we have taken bath, we can't do anything. We are unable to do anything else in that day. That day is like completely dedicated to bathing. If I have done a class, if I have appeared for an exam, if I have had 2 clients to see, I am done for the day. So, which is why I do not like to take too much on my plate more than I can chew. Though I want to reach out to them and help them, but if I am not in a good state of mind, I'm not going to be reflecting that to people. So I avoid that. And again, like,
Absolutely.
even if I have a meeting planned for tomorrow or session planned for tomorrow, and tomorrow I might not be just able to get out of bed. So the autoimmune patients do understand that very well. So that goes parallelly with us. So when they say they are not keeping up to it and cannot come to make it for a session, or if I say I can't make it for a session, it is a very understandable thing. So we have a non-verbal communication going in the counseling jargon.
Jargon, I like that. Okay, so when you say fatigue, so also heat sensitivity, memory loss, emotional
Yes,
upheaval, chronic pain. So all
all
these,
of them.
these
So there
are,
is chronic pain that we go through from head to toe, and we do not know, like, even if somebody presses it, people say go take massages, it will make you feel better, nothing really works because it is the nerve pain. So during panchkarma, when they used to actually press on certain nerves and release those pains, I could realize, yeah, this is the nerve and this is what has been paining. That is to release for some time, but back to it. Sensitivity, again, extreme heat, extreme cold is an absolute trigger for any MS patient. Like right now, all the more the trigger is happening to most of the MS patient is because of the heat that is catching up right now. We cannot take hot water baths vis-a-vis cold water bath. The water has to be like tap tepid water actually. If it is cold or if it is hot geyser water, it stings into us literally.
oh my God.
So
Okay.
there are various such things. There is brain fog that happens. Brain fog may suddenly I am talking to you, I might just lose you completely. I will not remember anything that you have said in the last 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Just complete blackout. I will not be able to comprehend anything that you are saying. I will not be able to respond to what you are asking me in a logical way or in a rational way. I will just probably blabber, make no sense sometimes. That is MS.
You have never
In
done
terms,
that. You have never done that. You have never made no sense ever. Sister,
I have
this is
chosen the
kind
days.
of
I've chosen the days.
high. Okay. I have
So,
chosen the day when I want to make an appearance.
yes. Then we have blurred vision. All of a sudden, you just see small butterflies in front of you. All of a sudden, you just see in the television, you see there is rainbows all over. And there are small butterflies this thing around. Also, that has to do, like, I also have a lesion in my optical
Mm.
nerve, which is very close to the retina. And God forbid it has not happened and it has also gone into remission. But if it had hit my retina, I could have gone blind. So it is that dangerous. Some people wake up, certain MS attacks have happened where people have gotten up in the morning and they could not just see. All of a sudden, overnight, you have gone to sleep seeing and you have gotten up, you cannot see anything. My paralysis happened. I had gone to sleep in the afternoon. I was lying down, and in the afternoon, I came to this is my where I'm talking to you is my desk actually, my reading area. So I tried to hold the bar and come over here, and I just collapsed. Until morning, I could hold and walk. So that is how unpredictable. When I say that it does not give you any signal, it just attacks you. And I felt that somebody has cut my legs from my waist down. I don't have anything beyond that. No sensation, no feeling, cannot move. I have to lift my leg up and put it. So that is what we go through. So these are the invisible things that are happening, and we can't say, like, we have numbness, tingling sensation, pins and needles all the time. Now, how do we define that? Slowly, I have figured out. Like, now, tell people, when you take a local anesthesia, you go numb. But if you touch, you can feel the touch, but there is no sensation in a local anesthesia. That's how my legs are. They are under local anesthesia 24/7, and with that, we try to walk so that People call us drunkards. Stop drinking so much. If we slur, there is slurring of speech that happens again sometimes at certain times. Suddenly you will not be able to speak and you will, like, there is like, thankfully it has not happened to me. People call people drunkards. People call these patients, you're drunkards, you're a drunkard, you've been drinking all day, stop drinking, you're swaying here to there, not understanding that we have a problem, we have a disability, we are not being able to walk straight. We are slurring not because we are drunk, we are slurring because we cannot speak properly. It's a problem to do with our nervous system. So yeah, we are labeled, a lot of people label us in certain ways.
So this is the awareness that you're trying to create. I'm sure this is one thing that to hold on to, that this awareness was not there when you were back in office, and that is when you got really cheesed off with the management and how they kind of treated you. Do you want to say something about that?
Uh, I will just brush up on the subject. So at that time, in spite of, so this particular company was my second stint that I had gone back to, and they knew about me. The first time around, I already had MS, and I had to be admitted, and I thought I will be, probably taking a break or something, but they called me back again to the organization. And these first, what how they started was, after working for 4 years, I was with them, and slowly they started stopping my salary. Then they did not pay me for 15 months, and I had definitely filed a case against them for non-payment, and in which they use the word incompetent. And at the same time, in the same year, I was also uh, given the accolades as top 10 digital women, powerful digital women in India, top 20 international marketer. So there were two contradictory aspects to it. But the thing is that what I had to undergo because of this one word, and what I had to, it took a toll on me to get over that it had become a necessity, that I needed to prove myself that I am okay, I am not incompetent, I am not inefficient in anything. I can still do things. And probably this entire counseling course that I do was to, maybe I've proven something to me, that if I can do this, that means we are not, MS people are not incompetent. So if I can do this, people can do it too. A lot of people think that after MS, life is finished. Yeah, it is a lifestyle disorder. It does take a toll on you, but the best thing is to do every time. We don't see at the positive sides, that even in a natural phenomena, the natural way, when we are growing every day, certain changes are happening, and we are adjusting to those changes. So why not accustom and accept those changes within MS or multiple sclerosis? If it is with you, figure out what you can do within the given, instead of giving up and falling a victim, falling a prey, and yourself damaging yourself. It is detrimental. You are getting depressed, you are doing self harm to yourself. Instead, figure out things. There are a lot of things one can do. And I would like to say that I'm a living example here. In the worst state, I am trying to give the best that I can probably today.
Yeah. I mean, this guy who probably called you incompetent. I mean, for me right now, when you're saying that, it was almost like the universe telling you that you are made for way larger things than just this 9 to 5 job. It's God speaks to us in different ways, and I think this was one way of pushing you on the right track, because you were in one normal digital this,
Probably it
and
has
you were
made
supposed to
me
help so
more,
many people.
I would say it has made me more rebellious now that I don't take a no for an answer. Now you can't do it, I can bloody well do it. And I will prove it that
Absolutely
I can do it. So I want people to also understand the other side. At the same time, I would like to pick up that the corporates need to understand what is autoimmune disorder today.
right.
In today's world where we are really advancing, we are using AI technology, we are using all these kind of things. We are going to the space, to the moon, to the Mars, to Pluto, and now soon to be will go to Venus also. But here, people, the corporates do not understand what is autoimmune disorder. They do not want to. I don't know, but I think it is high time that there should be sessions held for the corporates to understand this is a disorder. They do not become redundant. The people don't become redundant. You need to see the capacity, the person's capacity. The person is very worthy of work. And again, there was a time when I had difficulty in walking before, even when I was paralyzed, and I had gone for a meeting in a wheelchair. So after this stint, I was freelancing. So I had tied up with one of he was ex Deepshika, you're frozen again, darling.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
So yeah, so I had gone to the wheelchair, and the CMO of that company who told me, and I was a CMO myself then, he said that you have got a person who's in the wheelchair. Have you gone crazy? This was, I didn't hear that. I
Yeah.
obviously did not hear that. That person took charge of the entire situation. He got me to present. I won the account, and it was a
Wow.
huge account. And I won the account, and then he stood up and he clapped for me and he said, "You called her on the wheelchair and redundant, and here she proved it against you." So this is what you call is like courage. This is determination. This is courage. This is not handicap.
Wow.
So yeah, people they love to label you. The moment you're in wheelchair, what the hell are you going to do? But yeah, I can shoot I have a AK-47 in my mouth. I can do that, right?
So what do you think, Jaitrali, what kind of changes in policies and rules and awareness that should be kind of brought about for this kind of, जैसे आपने बोला that people think that when you can't walk or when you're slurring or something that you're probably drunk or whatever. So what kind of changes and how do you bring about the inclusivity in
This
the
is
corporate
exactly
world?
what I'm trying to do. The more you're visible, the more you're talking about this particular topic, the more you're talking about the symptoms that are happening, the more it is reaching out to the audience today, to the corporates tomorrow, the more are we spreading the awareness that this happens, this can also happen, something else can also happen. There is something called
Yeah.
as clinically isolated syndrome, wherein it is similar to MS. If you have seen the movie, there is a movie called Brain on Fire. It's a real movie, of course, made on a real movie, and it there is no lesion. It is MS. It is MS only, multiple sclerosis, but you cannot find any lesion in the brain or in the spine. You have to actually operate a part of your brain, take a tissue out of that, and that is how you come to know that this person has got MS, which is not visible otherwise at all. And you have all the symptoms, all possible symptoms of MS. So, how do you deal with those kind of people? So, that is why it is called clinically isolated syndrome. It has got nothing, no scars to show, no plaques, no lesions, nothing. Only after you take out the tissue can you come to know that there is a problem.
That's
So the more
right.
we talk about it, the more we discuss it openly, the more people come out with it and say, okay, I have a problem. Now, so what? I don't have a disease, I have a disorder which can be dealt with. It is not contagious, it is not always fatal, it is not the end of your life. It retards your life, but there are other ways that you can do other things. I mean, we should look at people who probably have no legs at all, whose legs have been amputated, whose hands have been amputated. We see them playing basketball, we see them cycling, we see them on the wheelchair. We are lucky, at least we have the four hands and the two hands and two legs to show we have them. They are not amputated. So, okay, if
And
it
you
is
were
not
playing badminton
functioning
in you were playing
on the
badminton then in the
wheelchair,
video. It
on
was
the wheelchair.
awesome. Awesome, Jaithali, you're absolutely crazy.
That I
Wow.
even do now. I try to swim. Swimming is something that I can do because your body gets lighter in the water, so that is something that you can do. I try to play badminton because I love to play badminton. I love to play squash. Basically, the racket games love to do. I do that bit, and I have fun in doing that. And on the wheelchair, I think I did a pretty good job of not missing any
Absolutely.
shots.
We must repost that picture, that video on the story. Okay, guys, it's going to be time. So last few questions, if somebody wants to ask, and I want to tell everybody that is going to see the video after, please follow Therapy with Jaithali. We are going to tag her once we post this, and the Paradigm Shift for more such absolutely badass kind of stories where people just kind of, conquer whatever. Like I said, na jhanjor diya, jhanjariya ne jhanjor diya MS ko.
I told you
So
last time also, na, I said, don't, I mean, you say like, I will always say, try me. I said, not why me. You said,
why?
try me, chal, चल आज जूझ मेरे साथ मैं दिखाती हूँ.
Oh my God. Acha, one of my friends, when I put the promos up in my group, one of my friend is like, "Oh my God, when I hear her name, I want to dance." I was like, "Acha." So that वो जो एक गाना था ना वो झांझरिया.
झांझरिया. Everybody,
And you can
my children have been teased all their life. I have been teased. Everybody, the Janjariya song makes, so that makes me like, I'm unforgettable. You cannot forget me by my name and my surname.
right, absolutely so cute. Okay, so any Jaithali, can you give us any last advices? Not for people are who have just found out that they have an autoimmune. Like, what would you advise them to do?
Uh, I'll I will give my example. When autoimmune occurred to me at that time, I did not even know what is multiple sclerosis. Forget autoimmune. I did not have any idea. For me, that ignorance was bliss. But now, since there is certain kind of awareness, but we need to know that there is also diagnosis which is happening much faster than what it took me 4 years to get diagnosed. I was having symptoms for 2006, it got diagnosed in 2009. But now diagnosis is easier. There are disease modifying drugs. There are alternative therapies that you could be doing right from the beginning, which we were not privileged enough to get those kind of things. So don't be hopeless. Don't feel hopeless. This is just another thing. We can tide over it. There are people you get in touch with such like-minded people who are going through autoimmune disorder. They are the best people who can lift you up as well, because they are the people who understand what is the invisible part of the symptoms that is happening. Life doesn't end with MS. You can do a lot along with MS. So don't fear it. Oh my God, I have got MS, and what am I going to do now? This is not got no cure. And the best part right now is that there are medicines which can just stagnate and retard the growth of MS or any other autoimmune disorders right there, right now. So people are actively going to offices, people are working right now in spite of carrying the ailment with them, thanks to these drugs, thanks to the alternative therapies, yoga, meditation, Ayurveda for that matter. Again, coming back to you are having that kind of diet you are having. So, if having a balanced life, having a nice life, having a mindful living is going to do a lot more good than just harping and cribbing or crying over the spilled milk. You cannot rewind that, you cannot undo that. That is something which is going to be there with you. But now I think things are much better in control than before. So
That
don't take
that
a
is such
jolt on
good.
you.
That is such good advice. Jaithali, that brings me to a podcast that I heard by some neuroscientists. That these were doctors and neuroscientists that they got together, and they said they wanted to change the narrative around terminal diseases and all the kinds of diseases that needed a lot of medication. And what they did was for 4 days they put people with cancer and all these kind of diseases, and they got them to do the gratitude exercise, that is 4 times a day for 15 minutes, and gratitude for everything, right? And we saw such a marked difference in 4 days. It actually, your body started producing this immunoglobulin protein A. I think I'm going to look up that podcast and I'm going to send it to you. And that's like your body's actual flu shot. So now I'm thinking, autoimmune is where your immunity is reduced. And so I think, Jay, we need to
Your
start.
immunity is not reduced, it actually becomes double. It
Oh, yeah, you
it
just said.
goes high, it shoots up high. It really goes high up. So it has to be moderated, brought to the. That is why the disease modifying drugs are given to get the immunity low.
Okay.
So it goes very high.
I think we
But you
should.
are right. What you are saying that this is, see, basically it is not only got to do with this chronic ailments. It has got to do with our everyday life. What we send to our mind sends that same signal, and we manifest that thing happening. So if you keep on saying I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm
Yeah.
sick, you are going to be sick in your mind no matter how you are. You are calling it upon yourself. So what you are telling, that these affirmations or gratitudes, somewhere down the line it does work, it does help. And that is how you can keep your positive, you can keep that positivity on your face, and not feeling helpless, shattered, I have become a victim, oh my god, what now, all the extremes. So it definitely helps.
Okay. So probably starting of May, we should, I think, do a gratitude challenge, Jay. We'll put that up for all your people, our people, and there is
I
another
think that is
community.
a great thing to do anyway. Any which ways, we need not suffer to be to show gratitude anyway. That should be ingrained into us, that we should be grateful to whatever has been given. Today, I feel grateful that there are so many people who cannot probably get up from the bed and they need support to even shift side. At least, even if I'm paralyzed, I'm sitting in front of you today, I'm talking. So I am happy I can do that.
And so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Tethali, it was awesome talking to you as
Thank
usual.
you. As
And it
usual, a fun
and
thing.
as usual. And if any of you have a story to tell, which is as grateful, as rock starish, as perseverant, as paradigm shifty as Jaitrali, then please let us know and we will cover you. Right?
And
Thank
please
you so
follow us to know more about our journeys. Please do that. We will
much.
keep on posting something or the other to let you all know more about these demons.
So nice. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jay.
Thanks, babe. Thank you so
Bye.
much, darling.
You take care, babe. Take
You too.
bye.
Bye.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.